There are new developments out of New Haven tonight where 3 police officers have been arrested for allegedly firing off their guns. Good evening, everybody. I'm Keith Coons. Darren, how's this night off?
And I'm Sonia Baghdadi. This was a story News 8 first told you about earlier this week. The officers are accused of illegally discharging their weapons near a local bar. News 8's Aaron Logan live in New Haven tonight with the latest on these developments. Aaron.
All week long, people who live in this area of State and Clark Street have been looking for answers in Sunday morning shooting involving police officers. Those who heard the shots say these officers should have turned themselves in much sooner. Around 2:30 Sunday morning, Jack Mills heard multiple gunshots for the first time ever, and it was right outside his home. It wasn't until hours later he learned who was accused of firing those shots outside a local bar.
How, as a police officer, do you do something like that?
Mills says he wasn't surprised to hear the 3 officers turn themselves in. Officers Lawrence Burns, Charles Kim, and Christoph Russick were charged with reckless endangerment in the first degree. Officers Byrne and Kim were also charged with interfering with a police officer and unlawful discharge of a firearm. Luckily, no one was injured. Mills says he's never felt unsafe in his own neighborhood. People keep a close eye on suspicious activity. He and others who heard the shots fired say it's unfortunate in this case it was police who put them in panic mode.
It was absurd that they took their job so lightly, that, they had a lot to lose.
Chief Dean Esserman immediately ordered all 3 officers to turn in their weapons and badges on Sunday. They were all placed on paid administrative leave. Today, Mayor DeStefano released this statement following the arrests. Quote, "The behavior is unacceptable. It is not representative of the hard work and commitment of the men and women of the police department. The police department's action is appropriate." These neighbors say they still would like to know why these officers fired their guns.
I think that they do need to be held accountable.
These officers will be in court on April 20th. No word yet on whether or not they'll lose their jobs. In the meantime, people who live in this neighborhood and the folks at Christopher Martin say they'll go back to enjoying the safe environment that they're used to. Live in New Haven, Aaron Logan, News 8.